What up with it? Nieces and nephews, Uncle Chance coming back at you with another workout of the week. This is the second part in the rehab series, for lack of a better term. The last one for the rehab, I did the split that I do on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. Today I'm going to do what I do for Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. So, straight out the gate, mentioned it in the last video, mentioned it in a video all on its own before, hip cars. If you've not seen that one, go check it out. I'll link that. If you have, great, maybe watch it again because I'm not going to do that in this video. I've done it twice. So, straight away, we're going to say that we've done our hip cars already. We got to get on the floor. So if you need a mat or a pillow or a whatever to be comfortable, go ahead and grab that. If you don't need one because you're hardcore, don't worry about it. So, the first thing that we're going to do is similar to a cat pose, except basically one-sided. It's called a three-point cat pose. The reason for that is because we're going to leave we're going to start out with the right foot behind us, up on the toe. The left knee is going to stay down, and I'm going to leave my right hand on the floor. Arm needs to be extended as if I'm at the top of a push-up. With my left arm, initially, I am going to kind of wind up so that my hand stays even with my head. I want to do my best to look immediately in front of me. From here, the thought is to keep that back foot high up on the toe and then push in towards the floor and towards each other with the opposite hand to knee. So my left knee is pressing into the floor towards my right hand, and my right hand was pressing into the floor with my right knee. Now during that, you need to be breathing, and whenever it's time to reset, you kind of want to arch your back, let it relax, take a deep breath, and press back. Hold for about 5 or 6 seconds, arching your back. Remember, you need to breathe. And release, deep breath, and push. Like I said, about 5 or 6 seconds, and do it 3 or 4 times. Make sure you breathe. That is important. From there, you then go, you want to flip it around. So now I'm going to be high up on my left foot, on my left toes, keep my left hand down, right knee down, line my arm up to my head, look forward. I'm going to press my right knee into the floor towards my left hand, and my left hand towards my right knee into the floor. Arch the back, breathe, 3, 2, 1. Dip out a little bit, reset, deep breath, and arch, press back. Like I said a minute ago, you want to do your best to keep your hand up, do your best to look immediately forward, and it's about a 5 or 6 second hold with breathing, about 4 times each way, or until you feel like you're done, but it's not something that needs to be done in a huge amount of necessarily. This is rehab, this is not it's not powerlifting or bodybuilding necessarily. I then also do the dive bombers again, very similar to prone cobras and supermen, whatever you want to call them. Again, if you want to see those, go check out the rehab part 1. I'll link that in the description. From here, we're actually going to do a regular cat pose. So for those of you that don't know, which I didn't know until just kind of recently, you want to be on all fours like a cat, knees about hip width, hands about shoulder width. You want to arch your back. That part is important. That's why it's called a cat pose. Arch the back. Your feet are going to come up a little bit because you're going to press your knees towards your hands and your hands towards your knees while your back is rounded out. Hold it for 5-6 seconds while you're breathing. Release, kind of Bring your shoulder blades together, squeeze them together, and then arch back, press. Notice how my toes come up whenever I begin to press. Make sure you're breathing. 5, 4, and rest. Shoulder blades together. We'll go for one more. Press. Make sure you breathe. This is important. You should feel this in your core for sure, almost like a hollow hold, and you may feel it also in your adductors and in your hip flexors. That's why I do these, and that's why I've kept doing them, because I've noticed that I've gotten strength from that. The last thing, and this one is a little shorter, granted, we do a lot on the other days. So the last thing is basically a hip bridge hold, but a lot harder in my opinion. You're gonna go to your back. You wanna make sure that you're able to touch your heels with your fingertips. From here, keep your hands down, bridge up. From here, you wanna think that you're driving your shoulders towards your heels and pushing your heels towards your butt and shoulders, and hold that while you're breathing for a little longer on this one, about 8 seconds. And then release, shake it out if you need to, go back up. Press in with the heels, press down with your shoulders, make sure you breathe. About 8 seconds. You should feel this in your hamstrings like no other. Rest. Do that 3 or 4 times, 8 seconds I'd say. It doesn't need to be too much, but you should absolutely feel that in your hamstrings in the sense of like they might cramp up. That first time I ever did that, I thought leg curls are literally nothing in comparison to this. But that's rehab part 2. Hopefully you don't need to rehab, but if you do, I hope this video finds you well. Hopefully if you're having any of the same issues that I am in terms of my hips, my leg in general, I hope that this can help you in recovery, help you build some strength, maybe some flexibility in those muscles and joints. And as always, until next time, Uncle Chance is out of here. Y'all stay safe.